بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبي وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم صوموا تصحوا. As we continue to discuss the benefit, the wisdom behind this month of Ramadan, this month of Ramadan comes with full of blessings, full of benefit. But today we're going to learn about what is the wisdom of why Allah prescribed fasting. What is the aim? Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made fasting wajib upon us? Why Allah didn't make it mustahab, optional? Because there are certain many things that Islam knows is a good thing, and it's not a full benefit, but Islam made it mustahab. For example, like Salat al-Layl. Salat al-Layl, nobody can deny the blessings, the amount of wisdom that contains. But upon all of that, it's still mustahab. Why would Allah make this to become wajib upon us that we have to fast? The answer comes from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. When they ask Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, why did Allah prescribe fasting? Then Imam responded saying, لِيَسْتَوِي بِهِ بَيْنَ الْغَنِيِّ وَالْفَقِيرِ. One of the wisdom why Allah prescribed fasting, to make it equal between the poor and the rich. You know, one thing about Islam, one about Islamic act of worship that we do, is to teach us equality. We might be different. There might be differences in many aspects of our lives. He is the boss. He is the employer. He is the employee. He is the leader. He is the follower. We have all of this. Islam doesn't deny that. Right. But when you come to Islam in the act of worship, Islam tells us we're all equal. And not to make us feel like, oh, I'm better than this person. Oh, he's lower than me. No. Islam wants us to learn about equality. Now, giving you one example. In Salat al-Jama'ah, that's what it leads. You see, we work in the same company. I'm the boss. You are not the boss. You are the boss. I'm not the boss, right? Over there, your office is different mine. You get more pay than I. Your clothes is different. But when we come to pray Salat al-Jama'ah, is there any difference? No. We stand equally. We read equally. We go to ruku the same. Sujood, to show the equality in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The same thing when we go to Hajj. You and I might be dressing. My suit is more expensive than yours. The shoes that I wear is more less than yours. All of this. But when we get to Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, none of them matters. All of you have to wear what? 1, 2 pieces of clothes called ihram. You might be the president of the country, but when you come to Allah, we're all the same. Now, the month of Ramadan teaches the same thing, right? Now, in the other month, 11th month of the year, I as a rich person, or you as a rich person, you can eat as you desire. You can buy as you desire, because you have it. But the poor person cannot. They are deprived from that, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose 1 month in a year to make it equal between poor and the rich. Liyastawi, to make them equal. Because in the month of Ramadan, I'm rich, but I'm not allowed to eat. He is poor, he doesn't have, he's not allowed to eat either. To show that equality in the teaching of Islam. Alright? So Islam in the month of Ramadan, what it does is teaches us the lesson of equality. Not only that, then also with that same fasting, it teaches us also how to care for one another. Because when we fast, and you and I go through that period of fasting, and we become so thirsty, and we become so hungry, during the month of Ramadan. Tomorrow when somebody knocks at your door and they say, I am hungry, you know what happens? Your mind clicks to the month of Ramadan. You remember those the days that you were thirsty and you wish you have a water and you couldn't. And the days that you were thirsty, you were hungry and you didn't have a food. Then you can have that sympathy upon those poor people when they come to your door. That's why it says, ذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ الْفَقِيرَ لَمْ يَجِدْ, because the poor people couldn't have money to buy or drink or eat whatever they want. But the rich people can do all of that, right? So when the month of Ramadan comes and we all learn the feelings of hunger, the pain of hunger, and the pain of thirst, then later on when somebody comes to my door, it's easier to give because I know what it means to be hungry. I know what it means to be thirsty. So when Islam prescribed the fasting, one of the wisdom behind it is to teach us the equality, to soften the heart. It's called تلطيف الروح الإنساني. It softens your heart. That tomorrow, when you see someone is hungry, you see someone is also thirsty, what happened? Your heart is soft. It's easy to give. It's easy to share the blessings of Allah that Allah gave you. And where will that come? It comes from the month of Ramadan. It comes from the fasting. So one of the benefit of fasting is تلطيف الروح, to soften that heart and that spirit so that you have sympathy on the poor people. That is one of the blessings. Because as the Prophet mentioned in his khutbah, it's one of the things that is required. In the month of Ramadan, the Prophet suggested, is وَتَحَنَّنُوا عَلَى الْأَيْتَامِ, is to have sympathy upon the poor or upon the orphans in the month of Ramadan. Taking care of the orphans is important. And it should be every time throughout the year. But in the month of Ramadan becomes more special. Because that month, it opens your heart and your mind to have that sympathy, that compassion upon whom? Upon the orphans and the poor, and the poor people. And what teaches us that is the month of Ramadan. So month of Ramadan comes with so much blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of them is to soften the heart so that it's easy to give. That is number 3. Number 4, one of the blessing of the month of Ramadan, it also teaches us the power of giving in the month of Ramadan. We are encouraged to give in every month throughout the year. But in the month of Ramadan, the importance becomes even double. That importance of Ramadan makes it even double. Because in the month of Ramadan, it's the month that every act of worship get double. Your salat, the reward becomes double. Your fasting, the thawab becomes double. Your reading Quran becomes double. Because even the hadith of the khutbah the Prophet gave, he talked about all of these things. Remember to read Quran, because your thawab becomes more. Salat al-Layl becomes more. Also, sadaqah becomes more. Every act that we do in the month of Ramadan becomes super special. And one of the things that this Ramadan brings to us is to teach us to share with others whatever Allah has blessed us. And when I say to share with the people whatever Allah has blessed, I don't mean only money. Money is not the only thing you can share in the month of Ramadan. No. In the month of Ramadan, many things can be shared. One of them is your time. The time that you share to clean the masjid, to prepare the table, that is also an act of worship. That also gives you a lot of thawab in Islam, and especially in the month of Ramadan. The time you sit down to listen to the Quran, which the Prophet also recommended, that in the month of Ramadan, he said, read. If you cannot read, listen to it. Because this holy month is special, because it's the month that Allah chose to reveal the entire Quran. Reading the Quran, Allah tells us, Shahrun أنزل فيه القرآن, the month that Allah decided to reveal the entire Quran in it. In that month, Allah chose one night that is super special. Laylatun qadri khayrun min alf shahr. That night cannot be compared with any other night in the year. All of this comes where? In the night of power, in the month of Ramadan. So the amount of blessing that this month comes with, we are encouraged not to let the month go without making benefit of it. And one of the things we can do to benefit from this month is to also share whatever Allah has blessed us, whether be your time, whether be your knowledge, whether be your strength, whether be your money, whether be your knowledge. Anything that Allah bless you, in the month of Ramadan is the time to share with others, so that you get more thawab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the blessings that we can share all His blessings that He has given us with those who might need in one way or another, inshaAllah. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.